So before I leave for work today, and before I look for a pipe, there's one thing that concerns me a lot, and it's whether this throttle cable will work with this carb and everything. So if you remember, this guy, the little elbow here, is a little bit longer than the KLX one, so I don't know if it's all going to fit in there. So that's what we're going to find out right now. So if you remember correctly, the cable connects to the slide. So we're going to go this in here, push it in all the way. It looks okay. And then we're going to go get the springy, and we're going to go see if we can fit in there. Get it to fit in there. I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. So if I've already fed the jacket into the top part here, it looks like we're doing good so far. And then we've got to put this guy in here next. And then if you remember, this plate is actually what holds the cable in, I think, or it does something. I don't quite remember actually. It's been like last week. All right, so we got to go put this in here. I don't know, man. Okay, let's try it without the spring first. Just ignore that, that's my phone. Let's pull the cable as much as we can. I have modified this one a little bit. That's why I think this one would work. I made it so the cable would have more slack. Ugh, this needle keeps on coming out. Okay, it looks like it fits just right. Just right. That spring is going to be really compressed though. Okay, let's try it with the spring now. And I don't even know how we're going to get that plate in there to keep this from moving. Yeah, I don't know. This is going to be... If we can get a little more slack on that would be nice, man, but... So basically, I'm just kind of just free, I'm just trying to guess where we're going to put this cable. I'm just looking through the hole here, trying to look for the cable in. I'm just trying to move the piston onto it. Oh, the needle's coming out. It's hard to get all this stuff. Oh, drop the needle. So you want to be very careful with that needle. So if you nick it or bend it in any way, it'll be bad. The needle does not want to stay in. Okay, so I got the little plate in there. Let's do it without the plate first. The plate keeps the end of the wire from coming out. Okay, so this has got to go in. Just a little test here. Try to do it this way, I guess. It's pushing the cable in. It's really a big pain in the ass, man. Let me see if I can slacken the cable a little bit. Okay, so I checked the I checked the throttle, and dude, that's as much slack as I can get for it, man. I remember I had trouble getting this thing to work before. Okay, so now I put the little clip back in here, so this cable won't come out. I had trouble with that wanting to come out, so okay, so I got that pulled as much as I can, man. That's all it's gonna give me. Let's try again without the spring. Without the spring, it's easy. Okay, yeah, it fits just barely. Just barely. There it is. I don't even know how we're going to get the plate in there after. We'll have to just kind of just finagle it in there. We can get it in, but I can't. I don't have the spring in there yet. So this putting it in with the spring is the hard part. Okay, so take it out again. So basically you got to kind of hook it. You got to hook it where the smaller part is. It comes in through the big part, and then this part here holds it in. It's a little bit different than the KLX. A little bit. But I think we got it. The needle flopping around also doesn't help. This is going to be tough, dude. I'm not lying. Just want to see if it can be done before I leave for work today. So basically, I got to push this in until everything lines up, but then I can't. It's hard to do with the spring in there. Oh, there, I got it. It was easy. Yes, there we go. I got it. So now all we have to do is get the plate in. You got to put this plate in there, so to keep it from moving, basically. So I'm gonna have to stick that in there. Just try to drop it in there. I think, or maybe we have to move. No, we got. We're gonna have to drop it under the spring. It won't go through the spring. This is really annoying, dude. But this is also what keeps the cable from coming out, so. Or not. No, yeah. Man, I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember. But there's not a whole, as you can see, there's not a whole lot of room to work with. But I do know it'll work. Let's put it in the carb like this, and then let's see if we can actually, if this thing will actually work. It's another thing. Like I don't want to start hacking up the thingy if this doesn't work. Okay, I think it goes like this. Yeah. And another thing, the other one swivels. This one does not. So I have to actually rotate the carb onto the cap now. I can't rotate the cap onto the carb. It's kind of annoying. So far, so good though. There's the needle. I see it poking out there. But then there's nothing that holds the needle in, so the needle will be flopping around without that plate in there. So this is just a little test. It's one of the reasons I'm trying to make these videos, is because I've never seen anybody make a video on this modification on the KLX. Okay, so it's good right there. It's going to go in something like that. Okay, got it. And I'm going to give it some throttle. Okay, no, it is not moving at all, dude. It's nice it's got this little cover, but yeah, there's not. Where's the slide? Yeah, so it's like totally open. it's like totally open. It's like wide open throttle right now. It ain't doing anything. So this is bad. We kind of need to get a longer cable first. Damn it, this may not work. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I may need to get a longer throttle cable. I have to go to like some kind of motorcycle shop and always have this problem where you need a longer cable, you know. I'm sure with a longer cable it'll work, but also another problem is this sticks out more than the stock one. We may have to shorten this a little bit and rethread it maybe. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, take this slide out. So the problem is it's not allowing the slide to go down far enough. So it's going to be stuck in the wide open throttle position, and that's no bueno. Can't have that. So I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about when I get this thing apart. Okay, it wasn't too hard though. I think we have to get a longer cable. This is just not going to work now. This guy normally goes like this, goes like this. So normally that goes all the way down there. You should see that poking out there, and we don't because there's not enough slack in the cable to let it go all the way down there. So that's no bueno. We cannot have that. All right, so it's kind of a fail right now. We have to figure out a way to make this cable longer. I've already tried to make it as long as I can make it. There's nothing else I can do other than trying to get a new cable that has more meat at the end of the cable is what we need. So we need a cable that has more meat, maybe like double the meat or something. And we could use a longer cable. If we could get one that had a slightly longer cable with more meat at the end of it, would be good, because this is not going to work, guys. I can tell you that now. Maybe I could try to put the stock throttle back on. Maybe. I don't know. Stock throttle might work better. Alright, so we'll just play around with that. Yeah, I remember I had the same problem with the other carb, but this one it's even worse because I have this long elbow now. So I will see if we can get a longer throttle cable. That's what we're gonna have to hunt down now. So actually, what I would like is an adjustable cable, where the cable itself adjusts. On the DR650, I think the clutch cable has something like this. There's an adjuster like in between the cable, and you can adjust the length of the jacket. And if I had something like that, we could, adjust it all the way in, adjust it however long we needed it. It's just a set length. We can't really adjust it. The only adjuster we have is the one on the throttle. Basically, if you move the nut out more, you get less travel, sort of. It tightens the cable up. But I've already cut this, and I pushed it in as far as I could, just so I can get as much cable as I can. Now, what we can do is install the stock throttle. I kind of like this turbo throttle. I think this turbo throttle is great for a supermoto, but it's not good for the dirt. It's too touchy for the dirt, so maybe we'll put the stock throttle back in first. That shouldn't be too hard. Okay, so as you can see, here I got this is the KX throttle, and this is the KLX throttle. You can see it's even worse. It's even worse with the KX throttle. So that's fully extended right there. So this one is at like half an inch longer already. So if maybe we can modify this, I'm sure if we modify this, if we cut this here, we can get a little bit more, because yeah, there'll be a little bit more cable that we can fish through here. But I think the best thing to do is get a new throttle cable. That's what I'm going to try to do. So I'm going to go ahead to a motorcycle shop and see if I can get a throttle cable. All right, here's me out.